Greetings, infidels! Welcome to the Blockheads podcast, the only show that makes you want to snort mercury. I am your host, Jonathan, here with Alex of Lone Clone Productions, coming at you with a brand spanking new episode. Isn't that right, Alex?
You know it.
I do know it.
Oh, we got such a good amount of stuff in store for all the people here today.
Yeah, it's
gonna be great.
We got so much stuff that we didn't even make any posts on Instagram.
Yeah.
Asking for questions, which was totally on purpose. Don't worry. Don't you worry.
Exactly.
But it's okay. We've got a lot to talk about. There was a bunch of stuff with Comic-Con, obviously. We started watching a fantastic new show recently.
Oh my god, more on that later.
Yeah, and of course, I actually recently saw this grand movie that I would like to share with you all pretty soon, so it's going to be a good night, even though I think we're both pretty tired right now, but...
Well, let's get into this movie you've hyped up for me before the show. What is it? Alright,
well, so recently, Adele and I decided to watch a movie on Netflix, as you do. And we found a great film by the title of Christian Mingle the Movie. All right, and it's exactly what you would think it would be. It's pretty much just one big advertisement for the website, and not even a good advertisement at that. Let's see, it follows this one chick, Gwyneth, who doesn't refer to herself as a Christian, but she's not an atheist. She just doesn't really go to church quite as often as she'd like. So it's she's a bad Christian, She's shunned by all the other faithful Christians,
She's not a real Christian.
Yeah, exactly. She believes in God. She just doesn't go to church.
She's one of those closet Christians.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because all the cool
I just
kids
realized
nowadays.
what you said. Yeah.
Nah, because all the cool kids nowadays they don't believe in God.
Nah.
Who doesn't believe in God?
Like
Bill Maher.
Yeah.
He's cool, and he doesn't believe in God.
Bill Maher is quite hip with
Joseph
the
Stalin. He's cool,
no.
right?
Yeah, he is pretty cool. I believe Hitler. No, wait, Hitler? Hitler was Christian, wasn't he?
Oh, that's a good question, actually.
I think he was.
Probably.
I don't know. We could look it up. We're right in front of a computer. In Guam, mind you.
Oh yes, we boot up the dial-up. We're going back in time here. Our budget for this show isn't that great, so we got the dial-up.
No, we got to work with what we got.
Here we go. On our what's it called?
Our Apple
Windows XP.
Oh, it's not even an Apple then.
Oh yeah. Let me just
That's kind of sad.
Get it going here. Oh.
So it looks... Whoa!
Oh, we're
getting sounds
there.
Now.
Ooh, juicy. That's the sound of the internet in its infancy. All right, I'm bored of this guy.
We're gonna lose more of our viewers if that keep that up. All right. So while you were doing that, actually, let's see.
Yeah, I was stalling for you.
Stalling for me.
Oh.
Yeah, he claimed he was Christian.
Excellent.
So.
Okay, good.
Whether or not that was, just a political promise or not, a political platform. I guess we'll never know because we can't really ask him anymore, can we?
Exactly. So, Christian Mingle the movie.
Yeah, hang on. I gotta plug in my computer. It's about to die.
Fun fact: it made a whopping box office footprint of $25,480.
That's surprising. That's probably way more than their budget.
How? Where was this distributed?
I don't know. I didn't know you can watch it on Netflix. So.
What movie theater would this have possibly come to?
I wish mine, but we can't have everything we want. So. Anyway, where was I? Yeah, so she's not really. She's supposed to be not a very.
She's a fake God boy. Jesus boy.
God boy. Yes, exactly. That's pretty much what she is in this film. And since she's lonely, she decides to like set up a profile on Christian Mingle, which she keeps on seeing commercials for, like on TV and stuff. They show it like 3 times while documenting how horrible her life is, and she keeps looking at the TV like, oh man, look at that. And then so she finally decides to crack and set up a profile, but since she isn't as good of a Christian as she wants to be, naturally she makes up everything on her profile. So she says things like, oh yeah, I go to church 3 times a week, or I go on mission trips regularly.
Oh, this girl's gonna need some Hail Marys.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
One way to put it. Just so she can meet a guy, by the way. It's a bit pathetic. But
any true son of God would never do something so horrendous as hiding behind a religion that you're not really into at all.
Even though like a lot of people do that.
You really are into that, actually. Wait, okay, so was she into it, or just like secretly, right?
Well, no, she wasn't. She just pretended she was to meet a guy.
She's not even a true believer.
No, that's what I'm saying. She's upset at that. Like, she still believes in God, but she just doesn't go to church as much as she wants to and stuff like
that.
All
right. So did she find the hunk of her dreams?
Oh, you better believe it. After just like, you would think that they would set up a couple guys for her to meet so she could have a few trial and errors, but that didn't happen. She met the one guy that she stuck with through the entire film. Was the first man she met, of course.
Well, that's how Christian Mingle works. It's the algorithms are so accurate that they match you up with your soulmate immediately.
You would think that, but I'm not done. See.
Oh no.
So it's like she meets up with this guy, and she likes him, and she goes and meets his friends and stuff like that. Only the issue is she still barely knows anything about Christianity. So after a series of
sacrilege,
like different situations of her screwing up during like prayers and worship time, like around this guy's family who's like really devout Christians, she decides to kind of do some research, I guess, and buys the Bible for Dummies. Because that's the perfect book to consult, I would say.
For dummies, the reputable source.
Right, and then so after that, her boyfriend's dad announces that he's like taking the family on a mission trip to Mexico for whatever reason to help straighten up this like one church in some random village by some cartels, I'm sure. So she likes this guy, so she calls in sick to her job for 3 weeks and goes to Mexico as Christian BF. And while they're down there, some Mexican kid, they get into everything. They found her Bible for Dummies book in her bag because she's an intellectual and decides to take that with her for some reason, even though that's the exact thing she's trying to hide from people.
She's got to study up.
But if she's going on a trip with the people that whatever. So I know they had to do it in order for the rest of the movie to work out.
No,
I know I shouldn't be thinking about it as much, but
this is up there with God's Not Dead.
I still haven't seen that yet. Now that'll probably.
Oh, you are missing out.
We'll get to
on
that.
Everything.
Have you seen those?
Yes, I have. I saw the first
Both
one.
of them? Okay, I know the second
one. My dad's high school friend, from back in his high school, Kevin Sorbo, he was the star of the film.
Is he the atheist?
He was the college professor.
Yeah, so he's like the one they try to make everybody hate.
Yeah, and I met him a few times, so it's.
That's pretty cool.
I know. I don't know what I think the second movie was just an entirely different cast, but the first one I did see, and it is nice.
It's not. You liked it?
Yes. No, I did not.
Oh. I've heard that guy delivered the best performance, though. So I mean, that's something.
I mean, he's been acting for like 30 years or something. So he's been around the block.
He seemed like the most professional from that entire cast. I mean, I know Spencer from from Good Luck Charlie was on there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he played the kid, the main character.
Oh.
Yeah. And then, of course, the Duck Dynasty boys were on there for.
Well, yeah, they were featured extensively.
Thrown in there. I believe Houston's actually met them at some he met the cast of like God's Not Dead or something like that.
Yeah, he said so in Oh no, yeah, in his podcast with you in it.
Yeah, that's what it was.
I did listen to that momentarily. I skimmed through it so that I could figure out how to make a podcast on iTunes, which, by the way, never gonna happen, guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah. Well, iTunes, Spotify, it's just not gonna. Bandcamp, it's not gonna happen.
More on that in a second. I gotta finish the movie. I don't want to keep our fans on edge.
Jesus.
All right, so the kid gives the book back to her boyfriend because they're dating and stuff, and then so he confronts her about it, and she confesses that she lied about who she was, and he's all like, "Well, I can't be with someone who isn't a devout Christian. Leave, woman." And then so she books it back to the States and goes back to work and realizes that while she was with this guy, he was able to teach her a lot about religion and what it means to be a Christian. So then she starts going to church on her own and becomes more faithful, and then meets back up with him later at the end of the movie, only to find out that he's hooked up with this other quality Christian woman. And I actually forget how the movie is. I don't remember. I remember them sitting there on a bench, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm getting married," and she's like, "What?" He's like, "Yup, wow. You missed out or something," and then he like leaves, and then she's on the bench, and I genuinely forget what happens after that. I think my brain was just melted at the time.
Wait. She takes time off for the job. Your boss, Doug, has Gwyneth write a campaign to sell a cure for baldness for their client.
Oh yeah. There's that whole subplot that never even ties in, really.
But she cannot lie due to her newly discovered faith and quits to go become a teacher at the village in Mexico.
That's what happened. Yes. Okay. No, that ending made me mad. Okay, now I remember. So they met up on a bench, right? She's like, "I'm a Christian." He's like, "I'm engaged," and she's like, "Ah." And then it's like fast forward 10 years later, something like that. Maybe not that long. But
some months later, it says. But okay, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, really? I don't remember. It was like 4 a.m. And so it shows her in Mexico at she's fixing up the church that she was fixing up at towards the beginning of the movie. And
I see the plot. And say it.
And so as she's teaching these dirty Mexican children, this one kid comes in and is like, "Oh, señorita, you gotta come here." And she's like, "Okay." And then so she follows this kid to the church in Mexico, and then the guy walks in from earlier, and he's like, he said something really stupid. Oh, I forget what it was. I really wish I could remember the quote. I just remember physically cringing at it. But they got back together, and then that's how the movie ended. And so I thought it was really dumb and frustrating, and I didn't like it. But if you like movies like that, check it out. It's on Netflix. It's good to watch if you're watching with somebody else. If you're watching it by yourself, that's just a little sad. So.
Some months later, Paul returns to the village to tell Gwyneth that he has broken up with Kelly, and he proposes to her. That is just. That is exactly how I want my experience on Christian Mingle to end up.
It's so appalling. It's all just one commercial for Christian Mingle, and none of it works. It's like I think maybe it wasn't actually in theaters. It could have just been a Lifetime movie. It
says it was just released video on demand.
Yeah.
So Netflix, like Comcast or whatever, when it comes out.
That does not surprise me in the slightest. Oh man, it was bad.
That sounds like a time and a half, a gaff and a half.
I'm gonna start saying that, but I actually think God's Not Dead is probably more tolerable than this. Same with what Heaven Is For Real, even though I think that turned out to be like a hoax or something. Do you remember that? With the kid.
I remember some. Oh really?
Yeah.
I saw parts of that.
I had heard that like the parents had made it up or something.
That's probably true.
It does not surprise me. But that's another movie that I'll probably get to eventually. Also, The Shack. I've heard really bad things about that film as well.
The Shack? What?
Yeah.
What?
You never heard of The Shack?
No.
The Shack.
Oh wow, that looks.
Shaquille O'Neal's in it.
It's about Shaquille O'Neal's acting career.
It's literally just.
It's a documentary.
It's a documentary on Shaquille O'Neal, The Shack.
He's like,
The
Gold
Shaq.
Bond medicated foot cream. Do
made
you
it.
have pains? Use Icy Hot. It's just all his ads. Has Shaq done anything that's not?
He's
like
done the
that?
Old Spice commercials, right?
Right, but that's still a commercial.
Those
Anything
are
that's
good.
not a commercial.
Those are great though.
Shaq, IMDb. Let me see this. Shaquille O'Neal. He was in After the Sunset. He was in The House Bunny. He was
Ooh,
in
I want
Good
to
Bur-
see.
He was in Good Burger.
Wait, was he? Yes, he was actually. I remember watching Good Burger just a couple weeks ago as Adele, and they just like stuck Shaquille O'Neal in there for no reason, and it was the most beautiful thing ever.
Oh, he's in a show called Pickle and Peanut, which is an animated
my
show
kinda
on
show.
Disney XD, which looks horrible. As apparently a voice actor, as
I mean, if
90s
it's on
adventure
Disney XD, what do you
beat.
expect?
Right. Let's see here. Blended. He was in Blended. Oh yeah, the Adam Sandler movie. Oh, he was in the Lego movie as Shaq.
Wait,
Interesting.
what?
Yeah.
Oh wait, did he play one of the basketball guys? Yeah, I guess he did.
Probably. Southland. Real Husbands of Hollywood. Jack and Jill. He's got to have some kind of buddy thing with.
But he just like plays himself in all of these. That's the beauty of it.
Yeah. Of course. He was in Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Mm.
Nice.
It doesn't surprise me.
That's awesome. Anything else happened to you over the past few weeks, Johnny boy?
Let me think. Not that I can think of off the top of my head. I know we did start watching a delightful show called a little thing called Bizardvark.
Oh my God, Bizardvark. That is quite the experience.
So, Alex and I recently started binging Jake Paul's Disney show titled Bizardvark, which could easily be described as kind of Disney's version
a modern
of iCarly.
masterpiece.
Or that,
Really?
yeah. That's one way to put it. Let's see. How do we describe it? I guess it revolves around...
It's basically about these two girls who are trying to be YouTubers. And
Yeah, they're on this website.
And they share basically like the YouTube space that they have in LA and cities all across the world. They basically have one of those for this fake YouTube called Voogle. And they
Gayest
make...
thing ever.
Let's go make some videos. Hey.
Yeah, they got the most
let's
fire
make
theme
some
song.
Videos. Amelia, teaches
I don't
me
understand.
how
They
to kill
it's
this.
like they like spend the entirety of each episode like at these Voogle spaces, pretty much. It's like that's almost where they live.
Yeah,
you could
where
say.
it's where they make all their videos.
Yeah.
Videos. Yep.
And they let's see, there's just such a great crew of supporting characters. Of course, there's
Of course, there's a. I mean, the only reason we started watching this show is because Jake Paul was on it. This was before, by the way, he got kicked off the show.
we had no idea. This
Yeah, we had
happened
no-
like a
yeah.
day, but I think we started watching it a day before he got kicked off,
Oh yeah.
and that was heartbreaking for us.
It's crazy because, of course, all the Jake Paul stuff's been happening recently, where he's been everything. And so we were like, hey, let's watch this Bizardvark, because I've been seeing it around in a meme, and Jake Paul's all about his Disney Channel show.
Disney Channel Flow.
Oh, Disney Channel Flow. Rice Gum was the one who said nobody's seen Disney Channel Flow. Or
Oh,
show.
that was a good song, surprisingly,
Yeah.
by Rice Gum.
And so, it's oof. So we got the main two girls, all right.
Frankie and
Frankie and
Paige.
There we go. I could not
Frankie's
be
the
bothered to
Asian one.
remember their
Paige is
names.
the kind of white one. We can't really tell.
Yeah.
She looks
I
made a comment.
I feel like she's like 1/16 Latina.
Yeah, I made a comment during the show saying that she's probably a mutt. I think
Yeah.
that's one I
Yeah. And their YouTube channel, the show starts out with them. They have basically 10,000 subscribers, and they're getting more and more over the course of the series. I don't know how much they have midway through season 2. We're like 9 episodes in at this point, I think, right?
Oh, I think so. Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll watch some more tonight after we stop recording.
We've done 3 episodes a night up until this point because Adele's been ripped away from Johnny Boy for a while, so he's got to find another teat to suckle on for a little bit.
Right. She's on. That's what a graphic way to put it. She's gonna be out of town till the next few days, I guess.
Yeah, so we're spending that time wisely and watching 16 hours worth of Bizaardvark.
Yeah, she's gonna get back and be like, "So what did you do?" Well, let me tell you.
You're gonna be able to preach the word of the good show, the good book,
work.
the good
Our
word
religion.
of Bizaardvark. Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, so Jake Paul plays the he kind of plays the Spencer of the show, like Spencer from iCarly. He kind of does that role. You know, he's like the dumb comedic relief.
He doesn't really, you know.
He kind of I mean, what do you mean?
Similar. It's similar in that aspect where he's dumb. I don't know. Spencer was just kind of kooky and just kind of in over his head. But
I thought that was kind of how his
Dirk,
character was.
which is his name in the show, he's just dumb, and that's his character trait. Oh, and he's afraid of frogs, turtles. He's afraid of turtles.
Pretty much.
And that comes up once, and then he gets over his fear, and so then it's just back to being dumb, and he does stunts. He does a stunt. He has a stunt channel. What's a good stunt channel out there?
I don't know. I don't watch stunt
channels that do stunts. I don't know. It's not a prank channel. It's a stunt channel.
That makes it worse.
With 1.2 million subscribers, I don't know why I've decided to memorize all these subscriber numbers, but it's just force of habit at this point.
It's just right there. It's like we're forced to look at it. But his channel's called Dare Me Bro. Every time he does a dare at the beginning, he's like, what's his catchphrase? I'm like so tired. I don't even know.
Here we go.
Yeah, here we go again.
He says it in the theme song. Jesus.
Oh,
Jonathan,
man, I'm dropping the ball.
You're not a real fan. You're not a real Christian boy. You're not a real Christian boy.
Oh man.
You need to find a good Christian or a good woman who knows everything about Bizaardvark to teach you the ways.
Exactly.
Of being a real fan.
I would encourage that to anybody, honestly.
Yeah.
Just get somebody that knows a lot about Bizaardvark in your life, and you'll be all set.
We have Amelia, who's just a generic like beauty vlogger. You know, she's like, "Hey guys, Amelia teaching you how to look your best."
She's kind of an interesting character because we talked about how last night, like, there will be some parts where she's like she's weirdly attractive, and then there are some parts where she's just like completely annoying.
And it's okay
most
because
of the time.
We can say that because she's like 16, I think. So
Isn't she the one that's 20?
No, that was a suggested actress from a different show.
Oh no!
Yeah, no, she's like 16.
Oh no!
It's all right.
It's close enough, but yeah. So
hey, I'm there.
Yeah.
And so
the main thing about her is, I mean, besides having a beauty channel or whatever, she's got this.
She's kind of an airhead, right?
Yeah, but she's got this just painfully fake Southern accent.
Oh yeah. We got our Southern accent, our Texan accent aficionado here.
Right. As somebody who has grown up around people with these accents, it's like she didn't get anywhere close to even making it sound somewhat accurate, I guess. It's so bad, and like sometimes she'll say a line and it's not even there, and then sometimes she'll say it again and it's like really strong, and it's like, what? None of it's consistent. It's stupid. But
her character traits are she's superficial, and she likes pretty things, and she's kind of dumb too, and she's rich. And that is her character.
That's about it.
How could I forget about
character?
How could I forget about Bunny Shots?
Yeah, there's probably our favorite character, Bernie Shots, who's like their manager, and he's like 6 years old.
Yeah, is he? What is the relation to?
I have no idea. I actually have no idea. I just
Is
remember
he like their brother?
Dude, I have no idea. I just remember from the first episode they showed up to the Voogle space or whatever, and then he walked up and said something. They're like, "Oh, hey, Bernie." So they clearly already knew him, but they never explained who he was. At least I didn't hear it because I have no idea why he's even in there. Because he never even he doesn't create content himself. He's their manager.
Right.
Why was he in there in the first place?
He wants to
you
be
have to have 10,000 Voogle subscribers to get into the building.
Exactly, which is accurate. That's how it works with the YouTube spaces. You need at least 10,000, yeah, to get in, or to like work in there. Yeah, to get in as well. You need to make an appointment, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
But
it'd be interesting to go to one of those.
So Bernie's funny because he's one of the we basically associated him with Bernie Sanders at this point.
Well, there's so many things that tie them together.
Of course. Well, yeah, we've kind of fabricated this reality where like this show is a prequel to his 2016 presidential, his run for president.
Yeah, pretty.
Or by the time he starts running, he's like this 76-year-old decrepit old man. But now this is his youth.
If you pay attention, there's so much there. It's like he's got the same initials. He mentions Vermont a couple times.
He does.
What's her face? Amelia dresses him in this really tight suit that he really hates, and he makes sure everybody knows he hates it, and so that's why he wears these really oversized coats now, and it's like, it makes so much sense when you put the pieces together. So
bunny shots.
It's bunny shots.
And just like the moments he's had with socialism, where in this one episode, Amelia, since she was rich, Jake Paul and Bernie Sanders found out that the rich girl is rich, and so she decides to give. Oh yeah, I'll just give you $10,000 each, guys, because what are friends for, right? It makes no sense. Oh well, it actually turns out to be fake checks, but Bernie's
so she's
like
actually
right
a
away.
snake.
Yeah, she is a snake. But right away, Bernie's like, "Oh, let me go cash this," and we're like, "Oh yeah." So he's taking money from the rich so he can fund socialized healthcare for the poor. It's the exact Bernie mentality.
You gotta open your eyes, people. It all makes sense.
Open your third eye.
Yep. Once you get that third eye open, it's like, I get it now.
So subliminal messaging, of course. Who else we got? We got
this robot guy.
Robot guy. Yeah.
I don't know his name.
He's basically like the boss, the guy who's in charge of everybody at Voogle. And he's never actually in the studio at all. So they just have him on like this mobile robot thing, and that's got a screen on it. Probably because this actor, this show is just such trash that there's no way they're paying him enough to actually probably show up in the studio. Either that or he lives in the UK. But
that can make sense too.
I'd like to think that they just don't pay him enough to actually show up. He has too much self-respect for himself to go on set ever.
I can admire that.
Yeah, and he's probably my favorite character. Because so the show itself is not funny.
No.
For the most part. The only way we made it funny for at least the first 5 episodes is because we were watching it together and we were ripping on it the whole time and just like, that'd never work. All these incredibly specific YouTube logistics, blah blah blah. Since we're YouTubers. He's like, that would work because of this and that and that. And why does the most popular YouTuber only have 2 million subscribers, even though that was a plot hole they wrote themselves into?
That's one thing. They were talking about how this one dog is the biggest channel on Voogle, even though he's only got 2 million subscribers. And they said that, and then like 5 minutes later, they introduced the episode's antagonist, who they just casually mentioned has 5 million subscribers. I'm like, what? How does that work? I don't understand. I don't know how they screwed that up. It's like, and we even went back to see if they said 2 million, and they did. And it's like,
they contradicted themselves.
Good job. It's like, how do you do that?
But it's this weird thing. Once we got around to episode 5, then I don't know. Maybe it's because we were watching these at like 2 a.m. But they got funnier and funnier for some reason. I don't know why.
I don't think it's that they got funnier. I think it's just that they got less bad, and they had each episode was starting to have like maybe 3 or 4 jokes that actually made us laugh.
Right.
And that was different. I think that started happening in like episode 5, right?
Yeah, episode 5.
That was the turning point.
That was the turning point for this show. But if I was watching this on my own, I wouldn't be laughing.
No.
I'm just watching it because I'm like, oh my god, dude, you know.
I don't think I would have gotten through. I don't think I would have gotten through the first episode if I was watching this by myself. Like that'd be horrible.
Oh yeah, no, there's no way. There's no way.
I really think I'm gonna seek this out by myself and try to find it on like Putlocker or whatever to watch alone.
Well, of course you would.
Oh, you got me.
I got you.
You got me good. I was just exposed big time.
So,
but yeah.
The interesting, I mean, so of course we're YouTubers, so the main draw to this show is like seeing how they're kind of like marketing this lifestyle of being a YouTuber, or like, you know, what being like an online persona is, video creator. Kind of like what this idea is to, you know, kids, and just seeing how they're taking it, in what direction they take it, you know, like how do they explain this and that, and you know, what's their take on, you know, prank channels, and of course, you know, all prank channels are evil, you know, is basically what they said.
I thought that was pretty well done.
That's probably the only reason why we've stuck with this so far, because we did something similar earlier in the year. We were watching this show called Game Shakers, which it's not entirely different. It mainly has a young. I think the thing that Bizaardvark has that Game Shakers doesn't is that Bizaardvark has a cast that is bearable, and is just old enough to be acceptable, whereas Game Shakers is like a bunch of 12-year-olds that are annoying. And it's, you know, Game Shakers is all about these kids who make their own game company, and they got their own super kooky, cool, you know, office base
really
of
like
operations.
unrealistic. Yeah.
Right. And
it's hard to relate to.
And I don't know. The only reason why we probably stuck with it this far is because they have the whole YouTube theme and it's relevant to us, and so that kind of keeps it interesting. You know, like, oh, okay, so this is what their take on collabs are, and you know, the only reason we even still watch, you know, because of that stuff is so that we can rip on it and be like, there's no way a prank channel and a vlog channel would collab. That's dumb.
Yeah, pretty much. I don't know. I think it's just that we're able to find it a little bit more relatable, like you said, since we're YouTubers. Right. So, you know, which we couldn't really do with Game Shakers because that was about game designers or whatever, and even then it wasn't very, like, it wasn't. I don't think Game Shakers was quite as good. Like, I didn't like the characters as much as like.
Well, yeah,
not
they were
saying
12
I like
and
the
annoying.
Characters in this, but you know, it's like I can tolerate more of the characters in here. Like, there aren't any characters that stand out that I hate. You know, besides the bartender.
Yeah, the bartender, the lady that like runs this. It's not even a bar. It's like a hot chocolate shop dispensary.
Yeah.
You know, she's annoying. Well, it's just quite the show all around. You know, and I intend to watch as many episodes as possible until we stop finding stuff to make fun of. At which point it's just gonna be boring.
Well, like we said, I mean, we're recording this on Sunday night. Dell gets back Tuesday night. We're trying to get all of season 1 done by the time she returns, and so that we've got like 10 episodes left, 11 episodes. I think we can do it.
Yeah, probably right around there. Not one. I think like 15, actually.
Wait, what? I thought there was only 20 episodes.
There might be more. I'm not sure.
I think it was Putlocker only has 20. I could check.
I don't know. Regardless. It's quite the show, and if you have some friends that are up to watch some dumb stuff, it's pretty funny to make fun of. So
it's pretty easy to make fun of. Yeah.
Oh,
I like making fun of it more than Game Shakers.
One of the fun things about it is like there are these background characters that like they have like 4 extras that just like walk around in the background. Like they have this horse mask guy, which he doesn't really show up in the background anymore. but there's another guy with a French horn that turned into a girl halfway through the season.
Yeah,
and then there's this girl that rolls around in a wheelchair as well, who we've lovingly dubbed Crippy.
Yeah,
she's just rolling around at the speed of sound. You know,
Crippy went missing in the last like 2 episodes we watched though. So
she probably
we don't know if somebody rolled her into
her.
We don't know if somebody rolled her into the street or if something went wrong. I don't know, but we're hoping she returns at least.
Right, she was a joy to watch roll.
Yeah, we already lost male Frenchie, you know.
So if you're looking on a recommendation for a show for this season, I gotta say Game Shakers. No, not God damn it. Bizarre
we're tired.
Is just incredible. 10 out of 10.
I would recommend it. Yeah.
And apparently season 2 they add more characters, so I don't know. It's also, you know, I'm also curious to see how they handle other stuff. Like how are they gonna portray like Let's Plays? Because it's weird that they haven't shown any Let's Players yet, because that's actually what their demographic probably likes the most at this point in time. Like, what's their demographic? Like 12. Their demographic is like 8 to 14-year-olds, right? Probably.
Mm-hmm. Probably.
So you'd figure, you know, Let's Players. What? I'm surprised they haven't got them in there sooner.
Well, I'm looking at the list of episodes right now, and it doesn't look like they've got any Let's Player episodes, but the next one that we're watching tonight is titled Pretty Con.
So this is their take on conventions?
Yeah, probably. And then there's one called Puff and Frankie. I can only imagine that has to do with weed legalization.
Of course.
And then we've got Halloween Vark. God, kill me. Then Belissa Returns.
Who?
Who is Belissa?
Was she like the fake best friend of Amelia that everyone thought was fake, but at the end of the episode he's like, "Hey, I'm not a fake person. I'm a real person."
I think that was her.
Yeah.
And then that's her. We forgot to mention that. There's this one episode where Amelia was like acting as if she didn't have any friends to do the best. Like, what were they gonna? What video? It
was like a best friend challenge. I don't know.
Yeah, and like she was acting as if she didn't have any friends, so the 2 main characters helped her out and stuff. And then of course the huge twist at the end is that she really did have a friend. Whoa, who knew? Which we called like at the very beginning of the episode. We're like, I bet they're setting this up. But
and Logan Paul was in there for an episode.
Yeah, that was really weird and unnecessary. But
they literally put him in. They put him in there literally just to show him off. And probably just because Jake was like, "Hey, can I have Logan on?" And they're like, "Okay, sure." We'll
he literally just walked into a scene, and they're like, "Oh, this is Dirk, who's Logan Paul."
Kirk.
I mean,
this is Kirk.
Oh, sorry. Well, I was gonna say it's Dirk's brother, but because Dirk is the character Jake plays, of course, and so his brother's named Kirk. It's Dirk and Kirk, and I want to kill myself. And so they just like brought him in randomly, and they're like, "Oh, here he is," with like no explanation. And then he was there for like the end of one scene. He like jumped over Jake Paul, and then he did a backflip, and then he did the splits, and then the scene ended. And then he ended up doing the splits one more time at the end of the episode. But like they really could have cut him, and it wouldn't have changed anything.
Yeah, of course, that's how these things work. But it's really interesting just to see how downhill a lot of the quality of these Disney Channel shows are. I mean, it might be bias because we grew up in, you know, a very specific age of Disney Channel shows.
The good Disney Channel.
Like I don't know, what would you say is like the general
That's So
time
Raven,
frame?
Hannah
like
Montana,
mid to late 2000s, early 2010s, maybe a little bit. You know, I basically stopped whenever they did Austin and Ally.
I think that's when I stopped too. I would still watch that ironically with my sister, and it was pretty bad. But along with a dog with a block deer. Remember that?
I've seen like half of one episode, and I wanted to end it all.
Absolutely awful. And then I think I stopped with Good Luck Charlie. That was probably it. I remember finishing.
I saw a
show.
lot of Good Luck Charlie.
When it
ended.
Well, no, I meant after it finished. That was when I was kind of done with it. And Good Luck Charlie was actually a pretty good show from what I remember of it.
So yeah, we were probably like I don't know, roughly watching Disney Channel like 2006 to 2014, right around there.
Yeah, I think that's a good time frame.
So,
and
you know,
now they've got all
so
these new
we
shows.
obviously have a very
Newfangled.
specific taste in Disney shows, and it just feels like everything up until then, you know, then afterwards, it just becomes garbage, you know. And you know, same with Nickelodeon sitcoms as well. Like we had iCarly, which, in retrospect, I don't know if that was even good. I don't know.
I don't remember. I'd have to go back and watch more episodes. I feel like the older ones were definitely better, and then they just got worse as the season progressed.
I remember I really liked it because they had like all the edgy humor where they would say like
yeah,
bra, and you're like, whoa, bra, what's that?
yeah. I remember
same with Victorious.
Yeah, Victorious was even edgier.
Oh yeah,
Because
those were high schoolers. Whoa.
Whoa.
Tori Vega started that show when she was like 16 or 17, so hey, I might go back to Victorious and watch a few episodes on
well,
my
Ariana
own.
Grande was on that show.
She was. She's 25 now. Oh my god.
That's where she got her start.
Yeah.
That's so weird. It's like very few like Disney and Nickelodeon stars actually continue to go on and do bigger things. It's like Ariana Grande, Miley Cyrus, and Selena Gomez are probably the only ones I can think of.
Yeah,
maybe
Demi
Victoria
Lovato.
Justice. Oh wait, what was Demi Lovato on?
Demi Lovato was off to the races, I'm going places. Off to the genre.
Well, no, like what? Wait, what
so
show? Was
far,
she
so great. Get with it. What's that even called? What's that show called? Sunny with a Chance. Sunny with a Chance.
Oh, I didn't know she was on that.
Yeah, she was Sunny. She was the main character.
Oh, see, I never watched.
But the show was canceled because she was cutting herself.
Oh my god.
And so they had a spin-off show. No, yeah, the show Sunny with a Chance was about like this Midwest girl who gets, you know, some LA producers see her funny videos online, and she gets invited to be on like this sitcom variety sketch show, which basically like SNL for kids or younger, you know, whatever. And so they had a spin-off show that was like, what if that fake sitcom was a real show, you know? But they didn't have Demi Lovato in it because she was having a rough time, basically.
She's going through a phase, I guess.
Facebook.
But
yep.
Okay. Shout out to channel that doesn't even go by that anymore.
So
actually.
What else? So we got Demi, we got Ariana.
That's about it. I mean, what is
Selena.
Miranda Cosgrove and Jeanette McCurdy and like Victoria Justice?
Jeanette McCurdy was in this weird show. It was so bad. It was like this post-apocalyptic show where like everyone over the age of 21 dies. It was on Netflix.
Okay.
I watched like 2 episodes last year, and oof, that was rough. She was pregnant. It was funny. Not in real life, but in the show.
See, that's what they wanted you to believe.
Exactly. So we got those 4. Any?
I'm trying to think.
Zoe 101. No.
Whatever happened to like? You're talking about.
I mean,
Spencer,
Shia LaBeouf got his start in Even Stevens, which
I didn't even know that.
That was more late '90s, yeah. Yeah, he
but
did.
But didn't like Indiana Jones really kick off like all that?
Shia
or was
LaBeouf?
he in that? Yeah.
He was in that like when he was 17, but like when he was 12, I think he was in Even Stevens, and then he did Holes, and then he did Holes.
Oh yeah.
And then, by the way, Shia LaBeouf, I feel like we should mention this, but he got arrested for public drunkenness, whatever, public intoxication, and then he started slinging racial slurs at the black cop who arrested him, which was pretty funny. Oh, Shia.
We gotta have like a bumper, like a little stinger that we can stick in every time Shia does something stupid.
Oh, Shia. Just get a slide whistle in here.
Not again.
We need a soundboard.
Oh, that'd be lit. We should get somebody to install a soundboard here in Guam.
Yeah. Let me see here. Disney Channel stars. Who else do we have? Lizzie McGuire. Hilary Duff. She kind of did. Raven Simone didn't really do anything.
Well, she went on The View. And she acted like a complete idiot. There was this one quote. She was like, I'm going to move to Canada if a Republican gets nominated.
Oh, yeah,
like,
she
what?
did.
Yeah, it's going to happen.
By the way, I told Jonathan this the other day, but I saw the first episode of Raven's Home, and it's interesting to see like how much Disney Channel sitcoms have changed in the past 10 years since That's So Raven, because like Raven Simone and whoever the friend Chelsea is in that show. I think her name is
Chelsea
Emily
was hot.
Vanderholt something. I don't know. But they're like the old Disney, but they're still kind of like the main characters of the show. But they have like these 3 kids, which is kind of like the new Disney, right? Which is the new Disney is more focused on like 12-year-olds as opposed to like I don't know, middle schoolers and young high schoolers sitcoms. And so you can see like the difference in like acting style, I guess, because of course the 12-year-olds are bad, but Raven Simone is actually pretty entertaining on that show.
Well, she's just so over the top.
Yeah, she's very over the top, and I think that was a part of my Hannah Montana as well, because that was so over the top in a lot of sense and had a bunch of wacky stuff. But I don't know. I think I'm just jaded to the point where I hate 12-year-old sitcoms.
I mean, I think most people would agree with you, honestly. It's just
right.
Most of it is just really bad.
The Jonas Brothers. Well, the Jonas Brothers did music. They did music, then they had a show, and then that helped. But
yeah, but like it didn't.
They did music first, so that doesn't really count.
Disney Channel, so is there like anybody else?
They have a whole list on Wikipedia.
What about
I mean, the Sprouse Brothers kind of. I know that
they didn't really do a lot though.
Yeah, they haven't. Well, that's because they went off to college right after Sweet Life on Deck.
I'm talking about people that have just become like major sensations after Disney Channel, like Ariana Grande or something like that.
Ashley Tisdale has a YouTube channel. Jordan Fisher, Olivia Holt, Kelly. I don't know any of these people.
Olivia Holt. I feel like. Who is she? I feel like that sounds so familiar.
Dylan Jordan, Joey Bragg, Karen Brar, Sky Jackson.
Oh, Olivia Holt did wait, what?
Orlando
I have no idea
Brown.
how I know this person's name. Whatever.
Hillary Duff. I don't know. Hillary Duff kind of did some stuff. Hillary Duff did some
early
stuff.
2000s.
Hillary Duff did some stuff. What's the one girl who did Mean Girls again? Main character. I don't know why I'm not remembering her name. She's the one who had the meltdown. No, goddamn. How am I not remembering this?
I don't remember it either. Lindsay Lohan, duh.
Lindsay Lohan.
Of course.
Lindsay Lohan got her start in Disney movies. She did The Parent Trap, and I think that's what really put her on the radar. Not really
I wouldn't say
shows.
she's really become successful, but I will say it's gotten
she
to
was
a point where
she was
everybody
successful
knows who
for
she is.
She was successful for a while. I think Mean Girls was the pinnacle of her career, and that was Lindsay Lohan is a pretty well-known household.
Well,
name,
yeah, of course, but her popularity has definitely decreased in recent years.
Yeah.
Let's see. Who else?
Yeah, I guess that's it, really.
Yeah, really not.
most part.
Oh, and then of course, what's that one? The main character from Good Luck Charlie. She was on some ABC show, I think.
Oh, was she?
What was her name?
Wow.
What was her name? She's like, Bridget something? Bridget Mendler?
Bridget Mendler? Yeah, Mendler.
Yeah, she was like, because she also sang, and I remember seeing that she was like on some other sitcom. Let's try to find it.
Well,
Bridget
regardless, I think it's safe to say that Disney and Nickelodeon sitcoms have gone downhill a little bit.
Probably more than that. She was on Undateable.
Never heard of it. Oh, there is this one thing I saw. There was this one show. Oh, who was it though? It was I can't remember who it was. It was someone that was like a teenager, but oh my god, this is killing me. I tweeted about it a lot, where it was like, the 23-year-old version of this girl is now in a show, and it doesn't make sense. This is so weird.
I have no idea. While you're thinking of that, I'm just gonna bring up the fact. Remember when Good Luck Charlie decided they'd be like really progressive, and they had like that one gay couple?
Oh, did they?
On the show. Do you remember that? They brought like some lesbian moms on, and they got like a ton of backlash.
Oh, I didn't hear about that actually.
Yeah, it was like towards the end of the show, and I think they won an award for it actually, but
Really?
there were a lot of people that were mad about it because back then it wasn't really as accepted as it is today.
Oh, Miranda Cosgrove. She was on a show.
Yeah.
She was on a show. What was that?
Man.
The iCarly, School of Rock, Jake and Josh, Despicable Me, Crowded. That's what it was.
Oh.
It was a sitcom called Crowded, starring Patrick Warburton, who is incredible, by the way. He's a guy who talks like this everywhere. He's a really recognizable voice actor.
Oh, did he do? Yeah, he's like Joe from Family Guy, right?
Yeah. He does so
he's
much
done
stuff.
a lot of stuff. He was in Seinfeld, I think.
Was he? What?
Mhm. Yeah, he was like he wasn't like a main character, but
Crikey. But yeah, no, Miranda
he's been
Cosgrove
around.
is in that show. The whole point of the show is that like these two parents, their last kid is finally off to college now, and they can finally like relax. But economy sucks, and it's hard for millennials to get jobs, so the kids are moving back in. Miranda Cosgrove is like a 23-year-old uptight kid, and I think that's the most notable thing she's done in a few years. Was it even? Yeah, no, just had one season. Alright.
Yeah.
Nice.
I really liked Miranda Cosgrove's performance in the Thriller music video.
God damn it. All right. All right. So what else happens? Ooh, I saw War of the Planet of the Apes.
Oh, what did you think of it?
I really enjoyed it. I wasn't. It's weird because like the first Planet of the Apes movie I saw, and I was like, oh, that's kind of fun, right? Like James Franco playing with the monkey, and then the end scene's kind of cool. But I always kind of looked at it as like a meh movie. Like I didn't really care. I mean, that came out when I was like 11 or 12, I think. So I guess it didn't really resonate with me. 2014, we had Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. First one being Rise, I think. 2014 Dawn, and I saw that in the movie theater, and I just didn't like it. I saw it with a friend, and I was like, you know. I remember that being like one of the first times in my life where I was like actually critical of a movie. Like most stuff I watch, I'll like, you know, for the most part, up until that point. But I remember that point in particular. I was like, did I even like this movie at all? Which is weird because apparently for a lot of people that's the best movie of the trilogy. But I think that War is a far superior film. It's way more cinematic. I don't know. I have to look back on Dawn because I saw that when I was 13. So, you know, maybe my brain wasn't there yet. But
that might be it.
it's actually incredible how good the effects are on this movie. You know, especially for the apes. And the thing about the apes are like we are almost at the point for those kind of characters to cross the uncanny valley. Like, you know, we saw stuff with like Rogue One and whatever where it was like, okay, with Tarkin, he looked all right.
That was weird.
Carrie Fisher looked all right, but you can clearly tell that it was weird. But, you know,
Carrie Fisher was more, I think, normal because like it was just one shot, right? So it wasn't as weird as like the Grand Moff Tarkin thing, but
right.
Yeah, so you know, it was better than having to cast somebody else because he's just got such an iconic look.
Right.
But yeah.
And so, you know, we're getting close. Like the technology is getting there for human beings, but of course, you know, like the way human eyes are developed to see, you know, face it, or the brain is developed to see faces. Humans are really good at spotting out faces, right? And differentiating faces. That's why like there's so much emphasis put on the face whenever you have like an animated show or whatever. Like the eyes are usually huge, and you know the mouth and whatever, everything. But you know, for stuff like, you know, the apes in the movies, it's like a lot of the time you can't tell that it's CG. It's almost there for the apes, like 90% of the time. 10% of the time you can't tell what's happening. For the big orangutan character that they have, I couldn't tell at all that it was a CG character. Maybe they had like a different rig for him. I don't know, but like there's I guess the like an orangutan is alien enough for the human eye because it has like that big face, you know, and just those tiny eyes, which is so different from a human face as opposed to like a chimp.
It's different than like an ape or something like that. I get what you're saying.
It's just different enough to the point where like, oh, I can't tell if that's real or fake or not, you know. So the effects are incredible, and I would be very surprised if there's something that upstages it during the Oscars or whatever. Hey, if Suicide Squad can get it. Oh no, Suicide Squad got it for makeup, not effects. I forgot what. I think Rogue One got it for effects, right? I can't remember.
Oh, I thought it was Fantastic Beasts. No, that was for costumes, I think.
I don't remember.
It doesn't matter.
And so the movie itself, I really enjoyed. You know, it was for the most part it was kind of like a revenge movie, but then it became like a prison breakout movie, and you know there's a. I don't know. I just really liked it. The villain was cool. He had motive. It's just it's a good movie. I'd suggest go watching it. One thing though, like 10 minutes into the movie, this kind of threw me off for the whole movie. We have like a silverback gorilla, which is like 350 pounds, riding a horse, and I was like, okay, that horse is gonna die.
Okay.
That horse doesn't work, right?
Unless it was like a Clydesdale, but even then, I think that would at least crush its ribs, right? Like, that doesn't work.
Yeah, that's not safe for a horse to be carrying nearly 400 pounds. And then there's this one part in particular where like the gorilla is on the horse, and then he picks up another chimp, so that adds like another 150, 200 pounds, right?
Oh, come on. I think it's time to call PETA at that point.
Yeah, exactly. So, I digress.
As someone who's never seen like any of the Planet of the Apes movies, I don't really have a lot to add to that. But I know Houston saw the new one and really liked it, so you know, get out there and check it out, I guess.
Yeah, it's great. It's great.
Yeah. Yo, it's storming here, I think. In Guam, of course.
Yeah, we got those typhoons, of course.
Yeah, it's a common occurrence, but.
What else? Ooh, okay, so this is a fun thing. So 3 words. YouTube video editor. Take it from here.
Oh, man. Yeah, that happened. I went on a little bit of a rant on Twitter. It's not even that big of a deal, honestly. It's just going to cause my... I mean, we should probably explain what's happening just for people who haven't seen it yet. Basically, YouTube announced that they're going to be removing their YouTube video editor on September 20th of this year, and that's kind of a big deal for me because for the past 2 years, I think, ever since the first Justice League video that I did, I've been using the YouTube video editor to create every single video almost, unless it's like really short, because what I do is I'll edit each individual scene for like a Lego Batman episode, and then once it's done, I'll export the scene, and then I'll upload it as unlisted on YouTube. And then once they're all up there, I'll put them in order using the YouTube video editor and then make the video public from there. And the reason I do that is because my Wi-Fi, like my internet speed is really bad. So if I were to upload, I mean, just uploading like a 2-minute clip takes like 3 hours sometimes. And part of that is because, you know, the way I've been exporting it, I'm going to change that. But
yeah, you've been exporting in ProRes.
And that
Final
really
Cut,
that adds a lot of space, and it really doesn't help the quality that much.
Right. So for like a 2-minute video at 1080p, that's like a 2.5 gigabyte file size.
Yeah.
So it's definitely and whereas like something, you know, the video codec to export in like H.264, like you export it, you know, you can tell it's a little bit more compressed, but honestly, it's not that big a deal.
No, I think you did it side by side on Instagram, and like you could barely even notice a difference.
Right? Yeah, with my BVS video, it was just like the blacks a little bit more blacker. Heyo. But it's, you know, there's a little bit more saturation there, but aside from that, it's not really that big a deal. And it just drastically reduces the size of the file.
Yeah, it's
So-
worth it to just export it that way, and the uploading time will take a lot faster. But still, it's still gonna take a long time for like a 15-minute episode of Lego Batman. So
Right. Yeah.
now I won't be able to use that anymore. But it's not that big of a setback. I like complaining about stuff, so I went on a little rant about that on Twitter.
So what is the extent of like the features of the YouTube video editor? Because I'm pretty sure, very few people know that it even exists, much less use it.
All I've used it for is just you can insert videos that you've done before just into this like timeline in whatever order you want.
Mm-hmm.
And that's about all you can do besides like color enhancements, and I think you can like add
Can you trim
captions. Yeah, you can trim them.
Okay.
I think that's about it. You can't like add audio or anything like that.
And so it's pretty basic.
It's very basic. That I can see why they'd get rid of it.
And it's all on the YouTube
reasons.
website. So
yeah, it's just when you upload
it's all
something.
host side of things.
Yeah, you
server
click
side.
on the upload thing, and then you click, just click Video Editor over at the side that says Create Videos, right under Photo Slideshow, which they're also removing, but I've never used before. So.
Oh, I didn't even know that existed either.
Yeah.
Is it like intuitive? Because like I've tried to like trim videos before, and it feels like it's almost impossible sometimes to like move the trimming to the right area that I want it to, because it's processing this big video all server side, and the only way I'm accessing is through an internet connection that isn't necessarily that great. So it's always been pretty slow. So was it ever like? How was it? Was
it's pretty slow. Like,
I'd imagine.
Yeah, it's really terrible. It gets the job done, and that's about it. But like, if you try to import all the clips all too fast, like then you try to watch it back, and it's like really low quality, like 144p. So you just kind of have to just put the clips in and then upload, and then it's unlisted until you make it public, and then it all works out. But yeah, so I don't know. I've never tried trimming videos in it though, so I'm not really sure about that.
I don't think that's the video editor in particular, but. Well, it might be, actually. I don't know. I just remember that because, it doesn't matter. But, yeah.
Yeah, so they're taking that away. Bit of a disappointment, but I don't know. I'll get over it. Whatever. So,
It's probably, I actually just found out that, I was talking on Twitter about, like, oh yeah, this is probably because YouTube's revamping their whole UI design for like the website, like how everything looks. And they already have like a beta version of this out that like anyone can access, as long as you have a YouTube account. For like the watch pages of videos and like the homepage and stuff, it's just they don't have anything for the Creator Studio yet, which is arguably. Over the past few years since they've had the Creator Studio, they've just added feature upon feature upon feature upon feature to the point where there's a lot in the Creator Studio at this point, and it can be daunting for people who are new to it. So I just found out they're also doing beta testing for the beta design for the Creator Studio now, which I think is just going to be called YouTube Studio going forward. But unfortunately, you need to get on a waiting list, and I signed up, but I probably won't get on. But we'll see. We'll see if that goes anywhere. And this might be a part of that because, it's all YouTube has heat maps of like whatever. I'm sure they have like heat maps and numbers showing what features people use, what features they don't, and that's probably one of the features that nobody uses.
Nobody. Yeah, I can't think of anybody that actually has a use for it, really. But,
right. No offense.
So I can totally understand them taking it away. So I don't know. I kind of figured it was going to happen eventually, but
they're taking away your means of production.
Oh no, they're seizing the means of production.
They're seizing the means of production. This is communism in the wrong direction.
Man, this is not what I wanted.
Oh no.
I didn't sign up for this. No. But yeah. So I don't know. I'm tired. This is usually the point of the podcast where we'll accept questions and stuff. We'll go to the Q&A.
Well, we got plenty of stuff left. In particular,
oh, that is true. We haven't talked about
everything that's happened with Comic-Con this year, and Jesus, we've gotten a lot we've gotten a lot to this year. Particularly trailers for Defenders, Thor, Ragnarok, Infinity War. There was a sneak peek, even though that was a D23 first, but whatever. Ninjago, Justice League, Stranger Things 2, Death Note, all kinds of nerdy garbage.
Whoa!
What do you want to talk about first? Probably Infinity War, right? I'd imagine.
That's
probably the thing with the most excitement behind it.
Yeah, there probably isn't as much to discuss about it though, since they haven't actually officially released the trailer yet. Of course, it's been circulating around.
Well, you've seen it though,
internet.
Right?
It's a really terrible,
poor quality.
Yeah, I've read the synopsis as well, but.
So how is it? How does it feel?
Sounds pretty lit. I mean, I don't know. I need to see it like in HD before I can really say anything about it. From what I can tell, I mean, it's pretty much. I mean. Isn't it like just the teaser trailer right now?
I think so. Well, it's coming out May 2018, so
yeah.
I mean, technically it's a teaser trailer, but it's a 4-minute teaser trailer, right?
I think so.
Which is weird because Justice League also decided to release a 4-minute teaser trailer. So that's a little sus, if you ask me.
Yeah, a little bit sus. I'm kind of like surprised that Marvel didn't drop the Infinity War trailer last night, but I can understand why they'd want to build up hype, I guess.
How long? Yeah, there's a certain brand of hype, you know. There's different brands of hype, you know. There's your general hype, like something comes out of nowhere, you're like, oh, this is so cool, and then you share it around and you talk about it for a little bit, and it's over. It's done. You forget about it until the movie comes out or another trailer comes out. With something like this, because this is what happened with Deadpool 2, I think what they're going for is they're elongating the hype. Because it started with D23 when they showed... Did they show they showed the same thing, right? Yeah, it was
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, it was the same thing. D23,
that's where we got the synopsis
which I think was just a week ago or 2 weeks ago about...
I think it was just... Yeah, last week probably.
So they show it there to the crowd. No videos come out of that. You know, we just get a synopsis, and then we just get nothing for a week and a half or whatever until Comic-Con, where they show it again, and people are still talking about it because people are like, "Where is this trailer?" And everyone's thinking every day, "Where is this trailer? Where is Infinity War?" I'm thinking about Infinity War every day now. Even though it doesn't come out until May. And then they showed at Comic-Con and everyone's like, okay, now I'm really pissed. Where is this trailer, right? And then they have like all the cast out on stage, and then they talk about it more. And now we're at the stage where we're getting little clip leaks. This is what happened with Deadpool 2, or with Deadpool originally, with that first main trailer.
Yeah. I do remember that.
We're just getting like little clip leaks here and there, and some people, you know, it's to the point where they can't take them down fast enough because the internet and all of its glorious beauty, it just spreads like wildfire. The second someone finds it, they download it, and then they just spam upload it everywhere.
I have the entire trailer on my camera right now.
Exactly. That's my point exactly.
Chris was able to download it, and then he sent it to a group chat, and so I'm like,
yeah, cell phone footage, right? Is it the one where it's like half of it is blocked? Cell phone footage?
It's like, it's actually, well, it's a different one than that. I remember seeing that one last night. This one, it's a bit more visible. It's still pretty terrible, though. Make no mistake.
Oh, that's nice.
But, yeah. And it is better, though.
And I tell you what, you know, the trailer still isn't out yet, and I'm getting hyped. It's working, god damn it. And I'm not okay with that. I don't want to be a part of the system. The man is controlling me at this point. And
do you want the trailer then?
No, I don't. Because I refuse. I refuse.
Okay.
But I don't know. Infinity War is weird because it was announced in what, 2013, 2014, I want to say, probably.
Was it that long ago?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Wow.
We've known about it for a while.
Yeah.
And for the longest time, it just seemed like this larger than life thing, where it's so big. It kind
of seems that way still.
It's so big and it's so far away, and it's just such a big idea that I'm like, why should I care about this? You know, it's so big and so far away. I don't feel any personal connection to this at this point in time. this isn't gonna be the best analogy, but it's kind of like when there's like a hurricane or tsunami or something,
God.
and like 200 people die, or you hear a story about like Peruvian earthquake kills like 27. You're like, oh, that's a shame.
Or you hear like a suicide bomber blew up like a bus of 25 people in some Middle Eastern country. You're like, oh, business as usual.
Or like, if you have like some kind of big natural disaster and you're like 4,000 people died, you're like, wow, that's a lot of people. Like your mind can't comprehend how many people that is, right? So it's just so larger than life that there's no like personality to it, I guess. And that horrible analogy of people dying.
I still get what you're saying.
I used to explain my relationship with this dumb nerd movie that's coming out in May of next year. But it's
I don't know.
Infinity War very much feels like we're gonna be recapturing the spirit of the original Avengers, where we had a guy from this movie, a guy from that movie, a guy from that movie. They're all coming together. Like, before that, I was like, oh, that's a cool idea. But now I'm like, okay, this is happening. This is a thing that's occurring right now, right? And it's coming out in just a few months, really. Less than a year. And so, I don't know. It's really rekindling that spirit that really made the first Avengers great. And a reason why many people consider that the best comic book movie ever. Because it just because you're taking them from all these different walks of life, and it truly is what a comic book is in its essence. And you're like, okay, there's a character from there. I can just put him in, because why not? And what would happen if these characters interacted and these characters interacted? Wouldn't that be cool? And how would their powers mix? What if this character went against the villain from that guy? And it's that kind of thing. And seeing that with we're seeing that with Infinity War now, where we got the main event, we got the core Avengers with Tony, and we got the fringe Avengers with Cap, and we got Spider-Man, and we got the Guardians, and Doctor Strange, and Thor and Hulk, whatever's gonna happen with them. And they're all coming together to fight Josh Brolin on a big stage.
It's just so magnificent. It's so pleasing. It's like, there was this one tweet by Chris Reagan that I saw. He's like, I know everyone's tired of comic book movies, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to shed some tears in Infinity War.
For sure.
I can relate to that.
Especially since that's going to be the 10th anniversary of the MCU when that comes out.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's probably going to be out like early May.
Yeah,
like May 3rd or something.
Date? It's like May 4th, I think.
First Thursday of May. And that's when Iron Man came out. Like May 3rd or May 4th of 2008. So it would have been a decade, so it's really interesting, the kind of whole journey that's gonna happen. So I'm sure it's gonna be emotional.
Weren't they gonna like split it into 2 parts for a while?
No, they still are.
Oh, they still are. Okay.
Yeah, the first part is called Infinity War, and we don't know what the second part is called. It used to be Infinity War Part 1 and Part 2, but they changed.
Okay, I didn't know that they changed the title. That's why I was confused. I was like, why is it just Infinity War now instead of Infinity War Part 1? Okay.
Right.
That makes more sense now. But that makes you wonder, do you think all of the action is going to be held for the second one? Or
I mean, from the little that I've seen, I haven't even read the synopsis. I read like the first 2 lines. I'm like, oh, that's cool. I'm going to wait until this comes out in HD.
It sounds pretty great. I mean, I hope like, that's not the case, but it does make you wonder.
If you don't want to hear this, then spoiler alert for like 2 seconds. But like, the first few lines are like, oh, Thor hits the windshield of the Milano, and they're like, oh, get him off, kind of like a bug.
Yeah,
basically.
Like, hit the wipers.
Hit the wipers. And you're like, yeah, this is. And then there's like a clip. I did see like one clip of like, oh, there's Spider-Man in his Avengers costume, right? That they teased at the end of Homecoming.
I did, yeah, I saw that.
In the Iron Spider, I guess, and I'm like, okay, right. So there's clearly quite a bit of action, because this movie is going to be about Thanos collecting the Infinity Stones, essentially, because they're all spread out right now, and I don't think he has any. He might have like 1 or 2. I think there's like 1 or 2.
Well, he does have. Yeah, he's in the trailer. I mean, spoiler again. The Infinity Gauntlet is like half complete, I think.
Oh, interesting. So he's got at least half, but most of them are accounted for right now. Like we have the Tesseract, which is under control. We have the Aether. We have the ball, whatever, from Guardians. The orb.
Oh yeah, I forgot that was.
We have the Eye of Agamotto. We have everything's accounted for right now. So he's gonna be like sneaking in and stealing stuff. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, which is sneaking would seem difficult for him, but yes.
Well, you get me.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying.
And the second movie's probably gonna be like, all right, the Avengers are back together. Yay, let's beat them up. And then that's probably when Iron Man dies. Because there's no way Robert Downey Jr. is gonna be going on after Infinity War Part 2. Because at that point he would have been doing these movies for 12 years, which is a lot. That's like Vin Diesel. All right.
I can see them getting rid of him in Part 1, honestly.
Yeah, there's potential.
But a lot of people have also said, I mean, it's either going to be Cap or Iron Man that die in this. I can kind of see them if they were going to kill off Cap. They might both die.
They might both die.
They could, because like Bucky could take.
They're going to be killing off a lot of characters, or at least they're going to be writing them out for a while.
Ideally, yeah. Marvel it hasn't been known for wanting to kill off their characters very often. Like every time they kill somebody, with the exception of Quicksilver, they come back. Like Agent Coulson, Nick Fury.
But the thing is, this is a different scenario.
I know, it's like the end of.
Like these actors have been here for over a decade, and they're like, okay, I'm tired of this shit at this point, right?
Yeah.
So, I think they'll finally be willing to kill off some major characters. When they're definitely gonna kill off Iron Man, or they're gonna write him off to like go into space or whatever. I don't know. And then Cap is probably gonna die. They're gonna kill a few more guys. Ant-Man's fine because he's got a movie. Captain Marvel isn't in the movie yet. They also they revealed a little bit of information about Captain Marvel, and apparently it takes place in the 90s, which is interesting. There's a lot of speculation about time travel there. Maybe that's playing a key role in this this scenario, because why would we have Captain Marvel back then and we haven't heard anything about her now, up until now. So probably something with the time stone or what. I don't care.
I don't really care either.
But yeah, no, it's who else? Well, Spider-Man's gonna be fine because he's got 2 more movies. Black Panther's probably gonna have a sequel. Chad, Winter Soldier's probably gonna take up the mantle of Cap, if and when Steve dies. Chris.
Maybe they'll kill off one in Part 1 and kill off the other one in Part 2.
They might.
I could see him doing that.
Apparently Captain America has a beard, so that's cool.
Yeah, you saw the poster, right?
Yeah. Apparently there's like 3 posters that like connect together.
Yeah, I saw it. Darren actually tweeted it out. It's like, that's pretty lit. Looks good. Which that's what they've done for the previous Avengers movies as well, right? Like all the posters have all connected.
Do they? I don't know.
Yeah. I saw there was like a picture of all 3 of them like next to each other. It's like, whoa. They kept it up,
Yeah.
But I'll send it to you if I can find it. So anyway, but yeah, what about Justice League?
Justice League is interesting. I don't know. It's there.
That's kind of how I feel about it. I mean, the new.
I'm not gonna listen. I don't care about critics. I'm not gonna probably watch any more trailers after this one. Actually, I will. I lied. I will watch the trailers because I'm morbidly curious at what this monstrosity of a film is gonna be, because they're not done with it yet. It's coming out November 17th, my B-day, by the way. And they traded, directors halfway through, which might actually benefit it. Joss Whedon, right? Isn't Joss Whedon who directed the first and second Avengers? He's coming to direct what's left of Justice League since Zack Snyder's daughter died, I think, right?
Yeah, she actually committed suicide.
Oh,
unexpectedly.
Jesus.
Yeah. It was pretty bad.
Oh my.
There were a lot of people being really insensitive about it. I remember the second it happened, like really anti-DC people. It's like, oh man, like I've never understood the rivalry between like DC and Marvel fanboys. Like that's just so ridiculous.
It's a war of escalation. You see, like, oh, I kind of like that, and someone says something like, well, at least it's better than this, you know. So I don't know. Someone pointing out flaws turns into someone retaliating, and then it just becomes mudslinging, eventually, and it's fandom. Nerds are dumb. What else? Yeah. So Justice League. It's happening. It could really go either way at this point. I have no clue. It's
really hard
a
to say.
wild card.
It's because it's weird. It's really hard to say because like, you know, we had Wonder Woman which was actually good. I haven't seen it yet, but I've heard it's good. And but it's like there's still, you know, Man of Steel and BVS and Suicide Squad that have proven that DC has also done some more dishonorable things in their past. So it's just I don't know. It could go either way, like you said.
I mean,
it's like I've got PTSD from BVS, so it's kind of hard for me to get hyped for something like this, I guess.
I mean, honestly, it's down to the individual director, and
yeah.
I don't know how much studio interference had to do with Suicide Squad, but I mean, I don't know. It's weird.
I mean, granted, Schneider did he did BVS. And he did Man of Steel too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why they both sucked. Okay, yeah. So that's why I'm a little bit concerned about
He's a good
this.
Cinematographer, but he's a bad director.
Yeah, but that's about it.
I don't think any of Zack
Snyder's
shows are actually good, or any of his movies. Like,
no.
I know he's done Sucker Punch, which looked pretty, but there wasn't really any.
I never saw that, but
stuff there. Oh, he did Watchmen, which a lot of people didn't like. And I didn't really.
I've heard a lot of people talk about how like his films are really deep and they've got like religious like undertones and stuff. And I'm just like, okay.
Oh yeah,
I feel like you're reaching at that
undertones,
point.
like in Man of Steel, where he literally like flies out as a cross into space.
Yeah.
There's a great nostalgia critic clip where he's reviewing Man of Steel, and then that clip shows, and he's just yelling, "I am Jesus! I am Jesus!" It's hilarious.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. I feel like that's always just forced. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, he did 300.
Like just because you. Oh yeah, he did.
But is 300 really a good movie, or is it just really cool?
I think people just like it because it's like, whoa.
Yeah,
look at that.
I think it's
like
just
all the
really
visuals.
Cool. Yeah. It
looks really cool, especially for at the time it came out. It was like that was
it looks like from the critical reception, it's a good movie.
Yeah,
it's not great,
but yeah, I don't know. I feel like referencing like religion and stuff in films like that doesn't just automatically make the film deep. You know, it's like that doesn't automatically give it a purpose or anything like that.
Well, a movie can be deep, but it can also be dumb at the same time. So
yeah, no, exactly. That's what I'm saying. So I don't know. I just feel like that's my problem with DC is that they seem to take themselves too seriously a lot of the times, and it just doesn't really work. But I don't know.
Yeah, it's all down to like, I don't know.
Like you said, it's each individual director.
Right, like Patty.
That's why
Patty
Wonder
did a
Woman
great
didn't turn
job
out
with Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
We'll have to see. I don't know. I wonder.
Like I said, I'm just so curious, especially since this is like a Frankenstein with the directors, you know.
I'm really curious as to how much influence Joss Whedon actually has over what was left
like how
of
much
the movie.
Like how much is set in stone, how much was already done up until this point.
I guess we won't really know till it comes out, but
I mean,
and also if it's going to be noticeable.
I mean, so far when did Snyder step down? Was that March or April?
That was probably a couple months ago, March or April.
So it's been a few months, and Joss has been on the job. And I mean, the compared to the Comic-Con footage from last year, it looks like the same movie, at least, right? It's not like Suicide Squad.
Yeah, it's not going to be that much of it.
Right? So...
Wait, what'd you say?
It's not like Suicide Squad where there's like 3 trailers and for 3 completely different movies, right?
That was so weird.
So weird.
Oh my god, Suicide Squad was so bad.
So
whatever.
I don't know.
I don't know. We're just gonna have to wait.
Morbidly curious.
I'm gonna give it a chance. I don't know. It's really hard for me to get
This is either
hyped
gonna
about
be
this stuff.
This is gonna be a very interesting birthday present, even if it's good or bad. You know.
Does it come out on your birthday?
That's what I said. Yeah.
Oh, I wasn't even listening. Okay, that's pretty cool. Well, that's pretty nice then. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess we'll find out.
What else happened? You don't care, but Defenders had a trailer, which was cool. Didn't really inspire that Avengers-like kind of unity thing I was talking about earlier, which I was hoping would happen. But I don't know. Maybe it's fine. Who knows?
Yeah. I don't know. I was watching some trailers last night because I couldn't really sleep, which is why I'm so tired right now. There was I saw the trailer for what's it called? Spielberg's new film,
Ready Player One.
Yeah, that looks really good.
I'm so excited for that. That was my favorite book for the
looks
longest time.
Yeah, I've never read.
By the longest time, I mean like 2 years until I read The Triflers. But
okay.
But yeah, no, I love Ready Player One, and I'm excited for that. I'm just, I'm kind of bummed out that it just looks like a generic action film. At least, well, the color grading looks like a generic action film, and it's like, oh, everything's gray, kind of like.
But I hope Spielberg is going to be able to bring more to the table than that. At least.
And the thing about Ready Player One, like the whole idea of the book is that like it's this virtual reality world that's like just pop culture stuff everywhere. Like this one guy bought the licensing to like everything ever, and the guy who made this virtual reality world, or at least who like led the design, he was a huge Titanic nerd. So he just got everything in here, and since Spielberg like did a lot of that incredibly influential stuff in the 80s, like we saw, did Spielberg do Iron Giant? I don't think so.
Oh, I think he didn't he? I thought he did. Hang on, let me check.
Well, he did Back to the Future, which we saw. There was a ton.
Oh no, he didn't. That was Brad Bird.
Well, either way, Iron Giant is a pretty big cultural icon, in the '90s. But Back to the Future, we saw the DeLorean there. It looked different than I thought it would turn out, but I'm optimistic for this movie. I think it could be cool. It's not really going to be a masterpiece or anything, because the book itself, looking back on it, isn't that like good, I guess. I mean, it's a good book, but it's a fun book.
It's just not very well written. You mean?
I mean, it's a fun book, right? You're not going to be getting like major dramatic.
It's not very deep, I guess.
Right? Yeah, it's not exactly those deep things. It tells a cool story, is what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
Well,
it does what they were trying to do very well.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah. So
Ernest Cline, the author. Does he have a book?
I've not read.
I read 2 of his books, that and this book called Armada, which I also really loved. I wonder if he has a new book coming out, because that'd be cool. Anyway, so Ready Player One looks cool. I am hopefully optimistic. My only complaint is that the main character guy, or the actor who plays him, isn't like a fat, greasy slob like he's portrayed in the book. So, that's unfortunate, but whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
What other stuff we have? Ninjago had a new trailer.
Ninjago, yeah, I saw that too. That looked pretty good.
I saw D. Tanago was freaking out over it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not anything I'm going to be really hyped for, because I've never really been into Ninjago, ever. But it does look like a good film. I mean, every single Lego movie.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like
have been good so far.
It feels like a Lego movie, right?
Yeah.
So,
and I think they're going to handle it really
that's
well.
That's certainly a good thing.
Yeah. So I'm excited. I'll still go see it.
Yeah.
But and like there's like this live action cat that's gonna be playing like a main antagonist, looks like, and it looks like it could really be pretty good, and the cast is also pretty incredible. Like it's
star-studded, man. They got Dave Franco. By the way, the Disaster Artist trailer, which we got before Comic-Con,
we forgot about that.
But I am so happy for that. Oh my Christ, that looks perfect. That movie looks perfect. That's all I really need to say about it.
That's about it. Yeah. I mean, everyone's already seen the trailer by now, I think.
I think it comes out like December 8th or something. So closing in eventually.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they got Dave Franco.
Ninjago.
They got
Jackie Chan.
They got Jackie Chan. They got.
That's pretty.
I mean,
insane.
I don't think Jackie's been doing anything recently, so.
Mm-mm.
But he's still.
He was in Kung Fu Panda, wasn't he?
Oh yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Shifu.
He's the monkey.
Monkey? I don't know.
I think. I don't
know. We got
Olivia Munn is in it.
Olivia Munn, who was in X-Men Apocalypse.
Yeah. And Fred Armisen, the guy from SNL.
Oh, that
I don't know
guy?
how to pronounce his last
Really?
name. Yeah, do you remember him?
Wait, hold on.
He plays Cole.
Jago movie cast. We got the Pakistani guy from Silicon Valley. Yeah, Dave Franco. Michael Pena, who was the Mexican guy in Ant-Man. Abby Jacobson. I don't know her. Yeah, Fred Armstein. What's the Pakistani guy's name again? He's probably not Pakistani at all. Kumail Nanjiani. Well, Kumail.
I have no idea how to pronounce that.
Let's call him Kumail. Pakistani.
Okay,
yeah,
works.
I got it.
Hey. Nice.
And Zach,
But,
Zach
be
Woods.
interesting.
Zach Woods, who was also on Silicon Valley. Anyway.
Okay.
And Justin Trudeau? No, Justin Thoreau. Justin Thoreau, my bad.
Yeah, I can see that. But yeah, I'm excited for it. I'll go see it and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about Ninjago. That's the only thing. So I'm curious to see that. I mean, I'm sure that like. Do you think you're gonna have to know like anything about the show?
No.
Okay, I didn't think so. I imagine they
Not
create
at all.
something completely.
It looks from what I know, I think I've seen like the first 2 seasons of Ninjago. It looks really different from the show, from what I've seen. It looks like they're giving more of a bigger emphasis on mech battles, and kind of like dragon, basically like using vehicle type things to fight, as opposed to like the spinjitzu stuff. I don't know. I haven't seen the second trailer yet. Maybe they are.
Yeah.
And maybe the Ninjago brand has shifted more towards those kind of like vehicle based, combat. Probably just sell more toys. I don't know. I don't know. But for the first few seasons of Ninjago, I know it's very different from what we're seeing now. Like I said 20 times, I haven't seen it yet. That's something to ask D. Tenaglia when we
should get him on the podcast
ever.
Yeah. I think he'd do it.
Yeah, he'd probably do it. There's no hard feelings just because we made a meme video. We kind of memed on him a little bit and gave him some criticism.
It wasn't that
You'd
bad.
be fine
I mean,
with
we didn't attack him as a person. We were just talking about his content.
Yeah, we're cool. We
didn't even go that. We weren't that hard.
I think he follows both of us on Twitter, and I follow him
He's a good guy.
on Instagram. And I was in a live. He was doing a live stream, and he made this. Okay, look, D-Tanag, I got nothing against you, man, but lemon juice in ramen? What are you doing?
What?
Yeah,
did he do that on the stream?
He was like animating at like midnight because he has a crazy work ethic. I'll give him that. The guy works his ass off to make these Ninjago videos. Even if the quality isn't great, he works a lot on them.
He really gives it his all.
Especially to get it out weekly. But like he was making ramen at like midnight because he was hungry, and he's like, okay, so what I do? Look, I got a Sicilian heritage here, right? And I'm like, no, don't do it. Oh, don't do it. And he's like, so I got to get the lemons in there. I'm like, boy, no,
God,
you don't do that. I don't know. I haven't tried.
Why?
I mean, it just
what a monster.
It just seems like such a foreign concept, but I mean.
Lemon until you try it.
Hey man, if it's like chicken flavored and you got the lemon, that's not the worst thing in the world, I guess. But it's basically a monstrosity. So never mind. Yeah, it is the worst thing in the world.
The more you just went into that sentence, like actually, yeah, I was right. It is horrible, but
yeah, he's a terrible human being.
He is a horrible human being. Do not subscribe to him. Subscribe to Akash instead, as we say.
Well, yeah, I mean,
every episode.
Well, that's second nature at this point. So,
yeah,
anyway.
You should just know automatically.
Ninjago, what else we got? We got Stranger Things 2. I haven't seen that trailer.
Oh, I saw the trailer for that, even though I haven't even seen the season 1 yet.
Fun fact.
I mentioned on Twitter today that I've seen more episodes of Bizarre Park than Stranger Things.
Well, you haven't seen any, so.
Yeah, exactly.
You've seen more episodes of Game Shakers than you've seen more episodes of
that's true as well.
Of Food Barn. What was that thing we were looking up the other night?
What?
Meat Shack.
Oh, Mr. Meaty.
Mr. Meaty. Oh god, that
and
show is terrifying.
I don't think I've ever seen Mr. Meaty. I've just seen like pictures and stuff. I don't want to watch it.
What else? But yeah, that's cool. Actually, one of the main guys on Stranger Things, one of the kids, is actually friends with Psychic Pebbles. So.
Oh really?
Yeah, he did.
Which one?
Finn, whatever, Finn something. I think whatever his last name is.
Yeah.
So I found that interesting. Like they were in a live stream together, and they're buds. Like, oh yeah, so how's that root canal thing? He's like, oh god. Let me do my psychic. Oh my god, it's the worst thing. I'm sorry.
That's pretty good, actually. That was surprisingly good. I remember the first time I heard Psychic Pebbles' voice, I thought he was like doing an impression.
Nah,
but
dude,
that's how
his
he
voice.
actually sounds.
Yeah.
I think we've talked about this before.
We've mentioned this at least 3 times.
Incredible, yeah. I still can't get over it. Like, okay.
It's a very
like
buttery voice. I do like it.
He said it's like the result of like a stroke or something.
Yeah,
like, didn't you
I think
say
it's the stroke he had when he was a baby. I don't know. I got that off like a wiki, so just take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah, I don't know. I like Psychic Pebbles. No, he's good.
Yeah, no, he's awesome.
Good man.
Oh my god.
What?
Thor Ragnarok.
Oh, we haven't talked about that
Best
yet.
trailer ever.
That's the best trailer we've got.
I mean, I haven't
all
seen
of this.
Infinity War. That's probably going to be the coolest. But
That doesn't count because they didn't officially release it.
So Thor, my boy. Everyone doubted me. Oh, Thor's not going to be cool. Thor's weird.
I even doubted you.
Thor's weird. Nobody cares about Thor. That second movie was trash, and nobody cared about the first one. No.
I think I said that.
No, my boy.
To you.
Thor, I knew it. I told everybody.
You did. I was like, why are you getting hyped over Thor? That's the stupidest thing. And it turns out it's actually one of the biggest things I'm hyped for, at least.
I wasn't even hyped for Spider-Man Homecoming until like 2 hours before I saw the movie. And I was like, oh yeah, we're getting a Spider-Man movie, guys. You know, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But Thor, I've been hyped
for
since I first heard about the concept.
Really?
Yes.
I never gave it a second thought until we got the first trailer, and I was like, okay, now I'm interested.
Yes. And the second trailer just expanded upon it. Really, I mean, it's more of the same. This is really kind of like the buddy cop part that we were expecting. Like, I saw the first trailer, and I had like this idea in my mind of like a Thor cop buddy, like a Thor Hulk buddy cop thing, and I was like, okay, they're fighting each other. We get the World War Hulk stuff, but I didn't really see that. But I'm sure that was just a teaser. This is where we see it. This is where you see it, especially at that clip at the end where it was like, Hulk is like great fire, and Thor is like,
it's like actually talking.
Thor is like smoldering fire. That was great.
That was amazing.
And then the more stuff was Thor's like, I'm assembling a team. Yeah, he's doing his whole thing, and then he's got like the berserker mode with the eyes stuff, which I was like, I was wondering why the Lego minifigure had like blue eyes, and I was like, oh, that's cool.
Oh yeah, because you got the set for the recreation.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be moving now, which Hux is probably not gonna be happy to hear, because I said, well, when the first trailer came out, I'm like, no, Hux, mine. This is my territory. And of course that was a joke, and I told him it was a joke. He's like, nah, man, that's cool. I'm gonna wait until the main one.
Well.
Yeah, I'm gonna be doing this one now.
Yeah, that's kind of how I am with the Pitch Perfect 3 trailer, which I'm still working on. By the way,
you worked on it at all? You bought a lot. You bought a lot of stuff from Bricklink.
I haven't started filming or anything.
Didn't you spend like $40 on
I spent
parts?
more than that. I spent like $70 on all the pieces that I need. I'm going all in for this, okay? It's going to be great. The whole cast is going to see it. It's going to be tremendous, okay? Anna Kendrick's finna retweet this. It's going to be so good, okay? You can mark my words. So I went ahead and got all the pieces I need from this one UK like website, not even Bricklink, not that normie stuff. Miss me with that. Instead, I went to like Firestar Toys or whatever, where I found that weird like sweating female head that I think I shared on Twitter, because that was just remarkable. I was gonna get that to try to incorporate that into the trailer somehow, but I couldn't find a place to weasel it in, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I'm definitely working on it. I'm trying to get Lego Batman: The Wedding done right now, and then after that we'll just see what else is in the store. I don't really know when I'm gonna start working on it, seeing as the movie comes out on Christmas, I believe, or at least that weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd like to release it, closer to the release of the movie, if possible. So I probably won't start working on it for a little while, at least. But
well,
I don't know. It's a lot more difficult than I thought it was gonna be. I'll say that.
$70 is better than spending $100 on stupid overpriced Thor sets. I should have just bought the goddamn Thor sets themselves when they came out. Because okay, so what I did, I was gonna make the first trailer, right? And so I bought the Ragnarok set back in June. But of course it wasn't out in the US, so I bought it from Europe. And I was like, oh, $45 on a $50 set? This is a steal. Little did I know, $25 shipping and handling plus tax made it an $80 set instead of a $50 set. And so already I'm like, okay, okay, right away. I love this movie, even though it hasn't come out, but god damn it, kind of thing. But then seeing this trailer, I'm like, man, I need the what's her name again? Ela? Not Ela, that's H3.
Ela.
Helena? Something like that.
Oh yeah, Kate Blanchett or whatever.
Right, the goddess of death, the minifigure.
Yeah.
Because I have no idea how I'm gonna do that like antler thing on her head, that like antler helmet she has otherwise. Because with the first trailer, there's only like one shot of her with that. And I'm like, okay, I could probably composite some stuff, But with this trailer, there's like at least 6 shots of her with that, and they're moving, and I'm like, oh god, there's no way. So I just spent like $15 plus whatever shipping's gonna be, just for that minifigure alone, and that's also from like a $40, $50, $60 set. So basically, I've spent $100 on sets, and I've just gotten one set and a minifigure from another set, and just getting those 2 sets at normal retail price would probably be the same amount of money, and I'd have more stuff.
Yeah, it's a lot of money. Legos are just really overpriced in general.
Even if this video blows up, which it's hit or miss, but
I think it definitely could, especially if you got it out before that
there's potential.
Filthy Hux,
I don't even know if I don't think I've seen anything from Hux saying he started production on it. I know he has the set.
No, he has at least one of the sets. He just wrapped up Black Panther. I don't really know what else he's working on, so I don't know. We gotta get him back on the show and interrogate him.
The thing is, even if I do get it, I'm not getting any ad revenue from this, so I'm just digging myself deeper into a pit of debt.
Well, not unless
debt and despair.
Yeah, but I mean, if the cast or at least the director can see it, then you'll get that sense of self-worth, and it's gonna be all worth it again.
Oh man,
it's gonna be worth it. It's gonna be worth it. I don't make
$1,000 every month like you do. All right.
I gotta.
$100 is a big deal.
Past few months have been a bit rough for me. I've been trying to scrape by. The apocalypse still wearing off.
You got
rough.
You got your Scrooge McDuck bank account that you've been building up for the past 2 years.
I didn't. Okay, that's a fair point. I haven't. With this past month, I didn't even hit 2K. I was like, fam, it's been quite rough down here.
Jesus. Scrooge McDuck. I like that analogy. That's good.
That was actually pretty good. I like that. That's what Akash has, I think.
Jeez, Akash is a whole nother level. He's
Trump.
He's making like double or triple that, and he's not even doing anything.
I know, that's the thing. He's like not even uploading, and he's still getting subscribers and views. I'm just like, what?
Exactly.
I don't know if I'm allowed to say this. I don't think I'm allowed to say that. Never mind.
Here, text me that, and I'll entertain the masses by telling a joke. Knock knock. Who is there? Black people. Okay, this is going poorly.
Oh no! Hide your wallet.
Oh Jesus!
Chain the TV down.
I just saw this show called Glow, which is great. I talked about it on Twitter.
Oh, I've heard
about it. It's about like female wrestlers in the
'80s,
and they have like this one wrestler character. Who they set up like a character for, like, because wrestling's all fake, so they set up characters and personas for everybody. Yeah. And it's like this fat black lady, and her character is called the Welfare Queen. And her like her gimmick is like she grabs food stamps and like stuffs it into the mouth of like her opponents, and she, you know, she's like sucking the U.S. government dry. it's
Nice.
like just on the border of like racism, and that you could only get
perfect.
in the 80s, you know.
That's what makes it so great.
Kosh is secretly planning on rebranding his channel.
Nice. Thank you for saying it. Good job.
Allegedly.
It's fine.
Well, Brick Film and Reporter should get on all this. Jesus.
I wasn't sure if I was allowed to say it or not because he said it to a source that I'm not gonna name. No. It was. No one's gonna get this far in the podcast. It was Chris. Whatever.
Okay.
Chris.
Okay.
He told Chris, and I think he told Calvin, and they told me, and I don't know if it's true or not. Probably not true. But Akash is thinking about rebranding his channel. Okay, there we go.
Akash.
So that
Productions.
That's why he took away the about section on his channel. So you heard it here.
We're gonna need to change our bumper, or at the ending, or send.
Oh yeah, he's gonna change it.
No.
Subscribe to what? Akash Jones or
probably just Akash Jones.
Gay Boy Production. I don't know what he's gonna change it to. Probably something that fits him though. So I can only imagine it's something along those lines. But guess we'll have to find out. So.
But yeah, no, I'm so excited for Ragnarok.
Oh yeah, me too.
It's just the only thing is like there are there's like two animals. There's like a giant wolf, which Jesus, how am I gonna do that? Like I know there are like these Lord of the Rings sets wargs, but I cannot spend an additional penny on this set. On this video.
Oh, wait. How many would you need?
A warg? One.
Yeah. Oh, I've got one. Do you want it?
Sure. I mean, honestly, I would just need like pictures of it.
Oh, really? Oh, I could just help you out that way then. It's gray. Does that work?
Actually, yes.
I think they come in different.
It does.
Oh, really? Lit.
Yeah.
Hey.
That might be good. I asked.
We're doing some business deals.
Also, I need a white horse to like do.
I got a white horse.
Jesus Christ, that's all. Okay.
I actually do.
All right, that might be good.
I'm stocked up, you know.
Well, cause like there's like this part where like Hulk's like fighting a wolf for like 2 shots. The white horse I need to just like copy and paste a dozen times because like they have like these Pegasus, the shots where like the Pegasuses are coming down with the, what are they called? What are like the female warriors called? Not Amazons, but the, so it's the Valkyries.
I don't know.
Like the Valkyries are riding down on the Pegasuses. There's like
that's gonna be
like there's like 6 shots of that, but like they're descending from the heavens, and I just
wait. Okay. Wait. So are you doing the original, like the first trailer we got, or you got?
No,
or
I'm doing the new one now.
Oh, okay, that's what I thought.
That's why I need the wolf.
Yeah. I wasn't sure if that was in the first one or not. I forget. But I have a regular white horse, and then I also have the Lego Friends white horse, which is like kind of more of a Pegasus. So I actually think that one would probably be more, you know, suitable for what you're trying to do.
I mean, I asked.
I'll send you a picture.
Of both. Just Too Good first, so he's looking through stuff. Jesus, maybe. Okay, so I asked him about this because I saw a few reviews on his channel, and I saw that he has these things, or at least the horse. I don't know about the warg. So I was like, hey man, could you help me out with some pictures? He's like, yeah, dude, I'd love to, but I just moved recently, and I don't know where all my minifigures
Everybody
are.
moving,
right? He reorganizes minifigures, but he's like, yeah, everything's all boxed up. I don't know where stuff is. I'm like, oh, okay, thanks, man. But he's like, however, I just reorganized my minifigures. I don't know if I did animals, but I'll take a look for you. So, he's taking a look for me right now.
Taking a look for it.
However, you just confirmed that you have both of those, so I hope he hasn't tried too hard looking yet, because...
Yeah, you could just tell, you know, it's DM him.
Yeah.
When was the last time you talked to
him? 4 hours ago.
Okay. Yeah, I doubt I mean, he probably would have let you know if he was looking for it that extensively.
Yeah.
But
plus he's on the East Coast, right? So it's like 1 a.m. for him. So he would have let me know. Oh, it's fine. It's fine then. Okay.
It's good.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'll send you a picture of both of them.
Sorry, Jay.
You might be listening, actually.
Yeah, he listens to quite a few episodes.
I don't know how far he would get, but
hey, just do a comment if you've been. Comment.
Hey, comment just too shirtless. Am I right?
Comment, subscribe to Lone Clone Productions.
Oh my god. I'm kind of.
I am determined to force this meme into a reality.
Fine.
I put it on all of your commentary videos.
Yeah, I've been pinning it. We're gonna see how that works, but I'll have to do that for the next Lego Batman episode as well.
Exactly.
See how many likes that gets. But yeah, so yeah, now I'll send you the pictures of the two horses when we're done, and you can tell me whichever one looks better.
Excellent. Excellent.
Yeah.
Dankeschön. What else?
I
guess we could talk
forgiving
about
God.
the commentary stuff for a little bit.
Oh yeah, Alex and I.
We could just plug those, yeah.
Yeah, we did some commentaries for Lego Batman. There's a spider on my set. No, not allowed. Deport. Okay. Anyway, so
you've just been
Alex
deported from existence.
We should use that line.
That's a good line. That's a good line.
I'm writing that down.
Didn't I say another line the other day that you wrote down for something?
Maybe. I think I did.
I forgot what the scenario was.
Deported from. If we ever have Trump like shoot somebody in a video,
You've just been deported from existence.
You've just been
deported from life.
Yeah, there you go. Let me try to find. I feel like I did.
Oh god, that was a funny one too. Shit.
Oh, what was it? I know I wrote it down. I'm looking.
Well, regardless, you can go to Aubrey Studios
Whatever.
Extra, and we did 5 commentaries for the currently aired season 3 episodes of Lego Batman. So that's cool. Do you think?
Yeah.
Do you think you'd ever do season 2 commentaries if people wanted more?
I saw comments of somebody asking if we were going to do season 2 commentaries. The only thing is I don't know if I would remember that far back, like into all the technicalities and stuff, like especially like the ones before where we started writing together. Like I don't know, like the whole Alfred thing, like Arkham Asylum Breakout 2, those kind of older ones. Maybe the ones after the second Christmas one, like I said, we could do that, and like Damian Wayne.
Most of those were written in
Easter.
2016. So that,
yeah. And then
Lego Batman Christmas is written in 2016 as well. So
yeah,
similar time frames, I guess.
Yeah, and of course Justice League vs. the Avengers, but like I don't know, I that'd be so long.
That would be
I don't even know if anyone would watch that.
Some people do.
But
you need to advertise your second channel more now that it actually has content on it.
Yeah, I'm gonna start putting content on the second channel. I might start doing some more updates.
11, 17, 15 update.
That's an iconic video. That's historic right there. But yeah, that channel managed to get like over 1,000 subscribers with just 4 videos.
That's impressive.
Okay, yeah, but it was around for like 2 years. So I don't know. I'm gonna start putting more on there. So just subscribe if you haven't. Aubrey Studios Extra. You can just check it out.
You can see all those dank, embarrassing videos.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of embarrassing videos, I updated my I have a playlist on my channel where it's like all the videos I've voiced in. I've changed that to every single video I've ever been in ever.
Yeah.
It's like 200 videos, and that includes all of the super embarrassing stuff I did with my friends on the YouTube channel Minimum Wage Movies back in like 2011. And I've talked about this channel before, and people know about it because I think I have it in my recommended, or my recommended channels box. But yeah, so if you want to see some really old stuff I was in when I was 10 years old, and I had a hideous bowl cut. That is.
I know a little bit about that.
Oh yeah.
We all go through a phase. It's okay.
Well, you didn't have a bowl cut. You had a mushroom.
It was like Carol Brady from the Brady Bunch. Or Toad from Mario Kart.
Toad is more accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you want to see me in some nice old videos, that playlist is updated. I didn't say which one I was, so you're gonna have to figure it out which one I was. It's probably pretty obvious though if you've seen my face. So never mind.
Yeah, you should know. Yeah, you should know. Come on, they're not morons.
But honestly, I'm like, you need like a side by side to see me from like when I was 10 to now. I mean, I guess everyone else had different colored hair, so for the most part, I was one of the few people that had brown hair. That was like more of a darker brown. So that's your hint.
How many videos do you think there are like that?
Oh, of like the live action minimum reality stuff?
Yeah.
Minimum wage movies?
Yeah.
There's like 80 videos on the channel total. I think probably at least 30 to 40 of them I'm in. Mainly in this series we've had called Minimum Reality and Outlast that have gone throughout the years, and my friend hasn't edited the finale for the latest season, which was supposed to come out in like February of 2016, but he's lazy building a Minecraft map and getting it featured on the front of Minecraft.net. So anyway, that can be,
I remember
that can
you
be
telling
your
me about
weekend
that.
experience.
We looked that up that one time, didn't we? Like, and it was like still. That's when we discovered it on a call, right? That it was like on the homepage.
Yeah, my friend texted me, I think.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
So that's fun. If you don't have anything to do this week, there's 200 videos of you that you can watch to feed my ego. Yeah.
Hey. There you go.
I think that playlist has like 2,000 views already, I think. So
that's pretty good.
Especially for like a playlist, like who actually clicks on playlists, right? For the most part, unless it's like advertised right on a page. So
yeah, like I've got my Lego Batman seasons like in a playlist, and they only have, last time I checked, I think season 3 only had like 13,000 views.
Yeah.
Which
well, yeah,
is like
relative to your channel
difference.
size, you know.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Oh man, we said we were gonna do a shorter podcast this week, but Christ,
really
that's
happen.
2 hours. I think we're definitely gonna
had a
try.
lot to talk
we're
about.
definitely gonna try and keep these podcasts under 2 hours from now on. So
I think that's a good idea.
here, actually, maybe we'll get a little poll in the comments. Do you guys what's your optimal podcast length? Like less than an hour, hour and a half, hour, 2 hours, 2 hours, just like as much content as possible, because you're like me and you don't have a life at all. You know, that's the stuff I like. So yeah.
Okay.
Anyway.
Sorry, I'm texting somebody back.
I think that's it for this episode of the Blockheads podcast.
It is.
Thank you for watching once again. We're going to try and keep these on a more consistent schedule now that everything's a little bit more settled down.
I do apologize if I was a bit more tired in this episode. I didn't really sleep last night, and I forgot to take cocaine before recording.
Yo.
So that was a bit of a mistake on my part, but
I'll get you some meth.
Yeah,
it's
I guess that's
the
what's gonna
poor
have to
man's
cure me.
cocaine, so it's just as good, really.
I'm gonna
Just
need
too
that
good.
for the next I'm gonna need that for the next 3 to 5 episodes of Bizarre Dwarf Week binge after this. Anyway, thank you for sticking around this long, I guess,
and subscribe.
As usual, subscribe to Kosh Lego Productions.
Kosh Jones.
Kosh Jones.
Kosh Jones. Okay.
We gotta get that
We're
down.
future proofing.